Hey, hi everyone. This is Drought back with another stream for Wolong Paul in Dynasty. As you guys can see, we are still in the latest build that I showcased yesterday. However, there is one news to share. That is that I did get my hands on a Lingbao polearm, and therefore I was able to complete my Lingbao build as well, at least in one way, I would say, in the most important way. So let me put it that way. So we actually have two battle sets which are technically ready for the final two missions. This is the current one that we are using, which has the Dowday set, and yeah, its damage potential is crazy good from what I've seen. This is the other set which I've just a very short while back that I have completed, and while its damage potential is not maybe as high, it does have one thing going for it, and that's also pretty crazy. If we go to the stats page, and if I take you guys to all the special effects that we have, you guys will notice that we have 32% increased element imbued weapon damage. This is a jump from the earlier 26% because I added in I replaced fatal attack damage with element imbued weapon damage. The other thing is that we have 30% enemy status effect accumulation. This is because we have the Gojia and the set from Xiao Hao working together with the Lingbao set. That is what I wanted to do when I said I wanted to complete this build. Also, we have around 14% negative effect duration increase on enemies. So between these three, yeah, the ability that we have to burst down enemies after getting a status effect on them is pretty high. And yeah, I think this effect has, or this set also has potential for some serious burst damage. Maybe not comparable to Dowday because of the way that the Lingbao set works and how it needs three different, or not three different, three procs, and doesn't sort of use the entire 5 proc rotation that we have with different elements or different virtues going on here. But yeah, as in, irrespective of that, point remains that the potential has definitely gone up for this particular battle set. I think I made one small mistake which I should correct. I didn't put any embedment on my polearm Podao because I had put damage shift on it to shift it to water. So yeah, what I did was, and before we get into that, and that will actually jump my glaive damage a bit, but I see no other way to fix it. So yeah, what I did was I basically made this Lingbao set more water focused, and the other set, which is our Dowday set, is more earth focused. The reason for that is, well, primarily water was giving us better handle, and this is a much lighter set, so we didn't need the earth element as much with this set. As you guys can see it, even with such a little earth investment, we are still, so okay, I don't think this shows, yeah, this doesn't show us our equip weight. So yeah, this one shows, right? So it's only 15.5% equipment load. That means obviously that we don't have a lot of defenses. Our defense is only 450, and our physical res is also below 10, just almost touching 10, I would say. But nonetheless, I think as in the other things that we get somehow outweigh what we are not getting here. Although, yeah, as in obviously getting hit would become a problematic matter for us. Yeah, that's one thing that I wanted to point out. And in comparison to this one, if I go to the other set that we have, which is this one. Sorry, this is where we are at. Sorry, yeah, this is the other one. So this one has is earth focused. I was trying to make it water focused, but it really wasn't working out the way that I hoped it would. I in fact also tried putting 60 points in both earth and water and jimping our investment in all other elements. That also didn't work out quite as well as I thought it might. So jimping the other elements would effectively result in us running out of spirit if we are buffing ourselves, and that's not a good thing. So yeah, that all of that was causing a bit of a problem. So I ultimately ended up making this earth focused set, and it needs to be because it has a lot of heavy armor on it, at least 2 pieces, and thus to maintain the 30% equipment load, under 30%, we have to sort of push it to 64 earth, which is where it becomes earth focused. So that also means that obviously we are not going to be using the I think Water God's Blink, right? That was the wizardry that we picked up yesterday. I tested it out. It's quite amazing. It basically rushes about, and I can actually quickly show it to you guys by swapping to resetting some parameters. So just change these to 24 and 60, jimp ourselves in damage, but yeah, it's not much of a difference. It's still 20 points, but not that big, I would say. Well, maybe it is. I think all these points add up to a lot of damage when you factor in skills and other modifiers. And yeah, we'll put in the wizardry as well that we want to, which is the Water God's Blink. Where is it? Yeah. So it procs the ice status very rapidly, and obviously it's a movement skill, so it also works that way. Almost procced it in one go, and he's procced. That's how quickly he's procced. And he wasn't even affected by another element which made him weak to water, right? So I don't think he has a lot of water defense to begin with, but nonetheless, for the fact that we didn't need to sort of weaken him first and still could proc the effect in 2 passes of Water God's Blink. 1, 2. It's that fast, right? So that's yeah, that shows how good this skill is. So it's rather unfortunate that I'm not able to use it on this build. I can use it on the other build, but I prefer to have a more even spread of stats on the other one, because while it is a water build, it's also supposed to proc all elements, or at least 3 of them, and depending on the enemy's resists, we might need to go with different 3 every time. So it's better if we have some capability in proccing these for each of our you can say, yeah, for each of our elements. So right, that is where currently on both builds I do not have Water God's Blink. I also ran out of slots to put it on in this build, because here I'm looking forward to having all 5 element options, and in order to enable that I had to sacrifice basically one option. Although now that I think about it, I can still have it, because I'm thinking of putting fire on my weapon instead of having flame weapon as a buff or a spell. So because I need to, right? All my damage is focused on element imbued weapons, so I cannot have a weapon which is not element imbued. The other option is for me to focus all my damage on negative enemies which are affected by negative effects. That's another way to go about it, but there is a problem with it, and that is in terms of divine beasts. The Bikshie gives me element imbued weapon damage directly, around 9.2% at 10 plus morale. I don't know of any. Yeah, I don't think there is any. Correct. Yeah, there is no divine beast which provides damage to enemies with negative effects. The closest is the Tangshe, but it's not close really, because it provides spirit damage rather than HP damage. And that's not what we are looking for. So there are only a few sets which provide this ability, and there is no divine beast, right? And that's where, going by how we are planning to use this set, it's better to have the weapon also have embeds on it. So right, that means that we'll have to get rid of one of these. I guess I can get rid of the glaive damage and replace it with an embed. We'll anyway get that additional 30% because of the embed, and hopefully that will not cause our damage to fall off too much. Although, yeah, it does make me feel a bit unhappy that we'll have to do this. I just realized it when I was showing it to you guys, that we are missing this option. I can also possibly go for Toxin Enchant. That's another possibility, because Toxin is our second strongest element. But yeah, we don't have any good flame spells which we can bank on, so it's better to go with Flame Enchant, I think. Yeah, we'll go with Flame Enchant. This will be the weakest one, I think, in terms of enchants, and maybe we can still keep the current set of spells. We'll just use this for additional damage on the glaive, right? That 30% additional damage, I think. So, right, that is how it is. By the way, since we have completed both builds, what this means is that we can now proceed with what we were planning to do, which is to take on the final 2 missions on this particular NG run of Wolong, the Crouching Dragons Battle Royale or Royal Rumble, I don't know, one of those two. I think it's the Rumble, and DLC 3's final mission, the duel against Guan Yu. So yeah, let's go for those. We'll start the Crouching Dragon and I guess end on the Guan Yu duel. I'm not sure I will be able to pass either one today, but we can keep trying for a few attempts and see how far we get. I'm just going to save the build because we made this change also. I don't think I'll need to, but yeah, just in case, right? So we'll save this, and we're good. We have both the builds. Yeah, I'm not sure if which one I should choose for each of those. But I guess I'll go with yeah. First of all, let's reset our inner discipline so that we don't jimp ourselves when we are fighting in these two different very difficult missions. And secondly, we will have to decide which build to go with. I'm guessing we'll start with the Lingbao and then see where we go to from there. So, right, where is it? Okay, I was in the other difficulty, the Rising Dragon, where I've been farming. We don't need to worry about that. So the first mission that we are going to try out is the Crouching Dragon's Fierce Rumble. So it's not the Royal Rumble, it's the Fierce Rumble. Okay, I have read this description quite a few times, but nonetheless, since we are starting it again, let's check it out. Although the elixir caused turmoil that engulfed the entirety of the land, it has also brought forth countless heroes, the chivalrous spirits of these warriors whom you fought alongside and at times crossed swords with shall continue to live on in the chi that flows through your veins. Engage in a rematch against these Crouching Dragons and prove that you are ready for any evil you may encounter on your long journey. Note, in this battlefield, morale points lost upon your death cannot be redeemed when re-challenging your foe. Alright, let's go. Let's see how far we get. Whether our rotation is able to successfully bring down enemies. Imbue them with effects and bring them down, right? That's what we'll try to do. Okay, there's a flag here. I really don't know what to expect here, but I'm hoping it's not going to be anything too difficult for us. Let me check one thing. If this yeah, okay, I messed up. Fine, let's go in. Fine, let's go in. All right, let's see what this particular mission holds for us. Okay, it starts off with Baishe. Fine. Fire should be good against her, so fine. Okay, she's not doing too much. This is a grab, right? I'm not sure if I can get her. Okay, she ran away quickly. Well, that's not going well, is it? I guess we have to run away from it. There's no other option. If she keeps hitting us, then we die. Fine. Okay. And I got hit again. Okay, nice. I guess jumping works. This should kill her. Alright. Used up 2 of our healing pots. Who is next? Okay. We are a water build, so maybe it's not so good for him. I guess I have to switch to the other weapon as well. Okay. Got him. Damn it. That should kill him. Alright, done. 2 down. If there are 7 bosses, then we are not doing too good. Okay, blindfolded boy is the third boss. That's weird. Damn it. Okay. Damn it, every time I'm getting it. Oh, he has it. Okay. Got him. Oh god, messed up. I messed up. Finally got him. Okay. Damn it. That was a mistake. Okay, got him. Damn it. Okay, that was a bad idea. Okay. That should get him. Alright. Who's next? New arena? Oh my god, okay, this guy. I haven't even fought him before, so frankly I don't know how to fight him, solo at least. Okay. 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 Damn it. Yeah, he will be immune to lightning. That's a bad.
one against him. Although, right, this lightning maybe is not. I'm dead. I thought I got him, but I didn't, I guess. I think I might be able to kill him here. Indeed. Our damage is good if we are able to get it off. But we don't have any heals left now. So 4 down. Zhang Liao is next, okay. My god. Okay. Why am I even wasting electricity on him? Damn it. Okay, that's bad. And I'm dead. And I'm dead. So we saw the 5th boss. This was much better than what I had thought would happen earlier. But I think I'm going to switch to the other set. Battle trap. Even though Earth will be weaker to many of the enemies that we face, including the 2 lightning ones, I guess. But our main source of damage is not the element itself, so hopefully it wouldn't be a problem for us. And if we wish to use Ying Long, yeah, we should be able to do that without having to worry about it being able to damage the other party, because that negates and ignores all such elemental weaknesses. Fine, let's go with this one. Let's see how it works out. I'm frankly not sure, but we'll see. All right. Metal is strong against this kind, so oh, there is a way to actually dodge Maker. I didn't realize there was a way to dodge that grab. I was just doing it wrong earlier. Oh, now I realize what mistake I'm doing. I'm not getting the +1 by not, yeah. Okay. Why is he coming to us twice? Like that. It's not a good thing for him. Okay. Okay. Damn it. Okay. Damn it. This should... Yeah, that killed him. Excellent. So, 2 down. Fire will be, I guess, okay against the others. Fire and water. Okay. The boy. The boy will take time to beat. I always go for that. He's just helping us keep our buffs low by allowing us to deflect so much. Again fell for it. Okay. That gave us a full heal. Okay, I thought I got that, but apparently not. Come back. Excellent. Oh. Alright, done. Should have healed as well. My bad. I was just too excited. Okay. Right. Okay. That should kill him. Done. Alright. Now the next guy whom we lost to earlier. Okay. Okay. Okay, I stopped him and he again rebuffed. He rebuffed basically. Alright, fine. Who is next? Okay. Oh my god, okay. Her. Okay, fine. My god. Okay, that's a lot of damage. Okay. Done. Alright. Was it the final one? And I'm slowed. Okay. No, not the final one. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Okay, second phase. Got hit, unfortunate. Damn it. Am I dead? Flash. Okay, I'm eating everything. Finally got him. Dead. Done. Excellent. Got back to back deflects at the end there. I think that should be it, right? Okay, crazy. Very crazy. So we know which set is stronger. I don't think so. I think, yeah. So it's easier to play with Dowdy, right? But I think Ling Bao probably has more potential. Although I'm not pure Dowdy, I have elements of Ling Bao mixed in. And the damage ramp up is what I'm getting from Dowdy, which is steadier. So in a way, I think this is a composite set which is better overall. It was supposed to be weak against a bunch of enemies that we faced, right? The two lightning dudes especially, because we were earth focused, but as I mentioned, we are not really using the element to do our damage or proc statuses, so we're good there. I think the early battles really paid off. The fact that we only ended up using one healing pot between the first three bosses allowed us to sort of manage the final two. Yeah, Hongjing is she can do a lot of damage. You have to either burst her down or basically find a strategy that works, right? And the problem with this particular setup is that it doesn't have deceptive assault. Otherwise, against human-sized enemies like her, it works well to stun lock them. Right. What else? The other problem was obviously that I ended up eating a few critical blows, two of them, right? From yeah, two of the critical blows and one volley of hits from our guy, the GAZ combined Liu Bu at the end. But otherwise it was comfortable. We had 6 healing pots and we didn't even need any dragon powders. So we got all 7 bosses without much trouble. I think the ordering was a bit odd, but I suppose it makes sense. Zhang Liao was very closely associated with Liu Bu, and obviously Hongjing also, as per the game lore, her being Liao Chan as well as his sister. Crazy. But the overall, yeah, the overall order could have been changed to make it more difficult, in my opinion. The blindfolded boy could have come in just before Liu Bu. That would have, and maybe Zhang Liao, right? And as the third one there, or yeah, you can have Zhang Liao, Liu Bu, and the blindfolded boy in that order. That also works because the blindfolded boy is tough, right? So those three, they would have been a good set of fights, and obviously, it also works in the sense that you have basically one guy whose attacks you have to wait for a long time to deflect, which is the GAZ combined Liu Bu, and the other two whose attacks are much quicker, and you need to probably not wait as much. So that also might throw people off. So I would have changed the order in which the bosses appeared. I'm not sure about the fourth boss in the second set. Maybe someone like
Yeah, maybe I would have had Xiao done as the fourth boss. Yeah, I'm not sure. The other three were Baishe, Xiaodan, and Hong Jin, right? And not just that, Liu Bei, the one combined with Qinglong. So having back-to-back lightning bosses doesn't really make much sense to me. They could have added in a water-based boss as well. Although now that I think about it, who is the water-based boss? Or if it was just human opponents, they could have added Zhao Yun. Liu Bei was there. Well, Sun Jian they had already used in the first one, so they probably didn't want to use him here. Who else is there who was demon? Yuan Shao also they had used earlier. I can't think of more bosses, which is odd. Baishe they used here. Zhangrang they don't want to probably use anywhere, which makes sense. He was just a one-off gimmick fight. Maybe Tao Tie is also similar in that sense that it's a one-off gimmick fight, and hence not used in either of these fights. Although it would have been tough. I would have actually kept the demon set and the human set separate. So, and maybe UG to go with the demon set, right? So you would have, yeah, that would have might have made it more interesting. Anyway, nice set of fights. We did it in the second go, which I'm surprised by. But I guess yeah, it talks about how powerful the Dao Day build is. Although in terms of optimization, I think I can still do a bit better because I've been trying to farm a few items for it as well. Particularly maybe a lighter set of arm and leg pieces, right? Which greaves and armor, which I can use instead of the current one because the current one are both heavy. And with two say medium pieces or maybe a lightweight and a medium piece, we would be significantly lower in terms of our weight, which would mean that we can actually have this build also focus on water and use Water God's Blink, because this build actually needs to or puts one element above 60, so that would work out quite well for us. Having said that, the problem would be that right now, because we have to put damage shift here, instead we'll have to put the damage shift here. Yeah, which I guess makes sense. Yeah, this one has negate attribute damage, the other one doesn't. I just realized I had negate attribute damage here. I could have used it against both Liu Bu and Zhang Liao. Yeah, I should maybe have done that, but I forgot about it completely. Nonetheless, I think if I can get lighter pieces, I would definitely. So just I think changing the body armor from medium, heavy to medium, because I have a medium piece with Dao Day, which is also 5-star. Only I don't like its bonus effect. It's the Wuhan cavalry armor, and its fixed bonus effect is ranged attack, which is not really useful, at least not for our build, right? So I don't really want to use it. But if I do change to that particular armor piece, what happens is I'm able to reduce my earth requirement by 30 points. Crazy enough as it may sound. The difference between the weight that heavy armor piece has and medium armor piece has is huge. And yeah, 30 points is no joke, right? I go from 64 to 31 and I retain. So maybe not 31, I'll probably need to be around 34, 35, because the armor piece itself comes with hold on, not like that. So not top tension, defense, rarity, type. What I can do is I can go here. I don't want to accidentally change the new items that we found to having already being looked at, because it would make it difficult to manage the inventory. Yeah, this is the one armor that I was speaking of. So it already had max equipment weight plus 2.5, and with that I was able to basically use it to be under 30% weight with 31 earth element investment, and that's quite nice, I would say. And yeah, if I can get a lighter armor set, I'd not mind using it, a medium armor, which I can swap for the current heavy armor that we are wearing, and through it reduce our earth requirement to below 40 points, and then we can swap earth and water, which will mean that our glaive will become slightly weaker, or maybe not. It will no longer have the negate element on block, and our sword will become stronger because it will have the ability to have another jewel instead of the shift one, the earth shift one. And most importantly, we can probably use water god's blink. So yeah, that's worth thinking about, at least for this build. The other things are minor, basically getting 5-star bows and crossbows. That I guess will happen in due time, in due course. But the rest, yeah, it's not as important as these two. Obviously, if I can get a better, not talisman, sorry, better accessory, that would also help. That's something worth considering as well. But anyway, it is what it is. We still beat the second boss rush of NG quite comfortably with, I must say, NG plus gear, but it's not too bad, I guess. Plus this boss rush was level 100. Maybe we were a bit over leveled for it. At least our damage was definitely over leveled. But then the damage is very high for this build, so it makes sense. I'm seeing similar damage against other enemies as well. Although I'm not sure if I put damage. Yeah, I haven't really focused on damage. I have damage dealt to enemies with negative effects. I have damage dealt in perfect condition. Oh, a couple of them. Okay, interesting. Fine. Yeah, so I have decent. But I can probably shift everything to damage, either damage dealt with to enemies with negative effect. That I'm only keeping because I'm using the Lingbao gloves. I can probably have something else. Maybe element imbued one, right? But yeah, both my weapons are not going to be element imbued, so maybe damage to enemies with negative effects might work better. Worth pondering, I would say. But I can definitely juice up that damage. Although I think, yeah, damage dealt in perfect condition is something that I can also juice up. Yeah, makes sense. Because Yinglong is already having this. I think I might put more effort into ensuring that I remain in perfect condition by ramping up the healing. Makes sense. That way I will be able to do a lot more damage. Alright. Anyway, it is what it is. Let's, yeah. So we are able to finish taking on the second challenge from our guy, Crouching Dragon. Yeah, quite easily. And yeah, now I'm going to see what rewards we got. I don't think we got anything very good apart from, I think, our blacksmith's hammer, right? That was the reward for completing this particular mission. So these we already have. Also something we already have. Yep, already have it. This is the new thing that we got. Excellent. Already have it. Already have it. Not good, not good. Salvage, 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 salvage. And that's it. Alright, fine. So the hammer is the only thing that we didn't have. The only weapon that we didn't have, which dropped for us. Okay, excellent. And in terms of armor pieces, we got Liu Bu's set. We got our Lady Hong Jing's set. All of these we already have. We also got a few pieces from Zhang Liao, from Liu Bei. Actually, we got the entire set from Liu Bei. Oh, okay, interesting. Armor of astuteness. Really? Odd. Okay. Swordsman, strategic bracers, very odd. Staunchness. So it seems that the blindfolded boy didn't drop the crouching dragon set, but instead dropped the astuteness and strategist set. Odd. The staunchness set is obviously from Xiaodun, and Bai She in fact drops the prestige scholar's cup. Very interesting. And some. Oh, and then we circle back, yeah, to the bosses that we had killed in the first go. Right. Okay, fine. Alright, done. These are all the drops that we got in this particular mission. Alright, nothing very good, so we can salvage all of it. And then we got a bunch of accessories which we can also salvage, because all of them are below 4 star and we don't need them. Alright. So then I guess we are good. So yeah, this was a quick mission. Maybe we can take on the final mission now. We don't need to wait to take on Guan Yu. I'm just not sure which build to use. I guess we'll use the which build to use indeed. Fine, we'll use the current build, I suppose, and we'll fight Guan Yu. Where is he? The Valiant and Magnificent General. Okay. Guan Yu stands strong before you with the azure dragon crescent glaive in hand, righteousness in his heart, and his magnificent beard flowing. Although he is a reliable ally, he also makes a truly formidable adversary. Overcoming this battle against the fiercest of warriors will enable the crouching dragon to soar into the heavens at last. Prepare for a true challenge. Alright. So this is the last mission of Wolong NG, the entire cycle. We have completed the base game, we have completed all 3 DLCs, we have completed the additional missions which open up after completing each of the DLCs and the base game, including in the base game fighting or completing the boss rushes for from the crouching dragon, both of them. The first one took a really long time. We were not that strong at that time. We farmed a bunch of NG plus stuff, and now we are strong enough to easily handle the second boss rush with just 1 try, right? Well, 2 tries in total, 1 extra try. And yeah, we also finished the boss rush in both the DLC 1 and DLC 3. The DLC 3 one was relatively tough, although I was expecting the final boss to be maybe 1 phase of
the actual final boss of DLC 3, right? Yuan Shu, the false emperor. But yeah, he didn't make a second appearance. Though yeah, it was a tough fight against, I think it was Shu Yao. Yeah. And anyway, that was a few days back. Today we completed the Crouching Dragon's second battle royale, and now we'll be fighting Guan Yu to probably end this path of our progress through Wolong during our blind playthrough, right? Oh, interesting. We earned a trophy for this as well. Okay. Just being willing to fight Guan Yu earns us the trophy. Interesting. I'm not going to take him lightly. Alright. Sir, come at me. Okay. My god, okay. Okay, he's not stopping. Okay. Oh, that hurts. Damn it, sir. Okay. Damn it. Damn it. Okay, eating that. Finally got him. The damage. Okay, that hurts. Damn it. I think this should kill him. Oh no. Damn it. Oh, you. Okay. All right. Dead. He was tough.
使出全力仍不敌阁下，关某输得心服口服。
Indeed, my man. My God, Guan Yu he's fun and tough. I think, yeah, our NG plus build basically caused him to not be that much of a challenge. The damage output just completely blew him away, right? But I don't think I can take him on an NG plus with the same build. At least not with the same amount of ease. But amazing fight. Your prowess in battle was a sight to behold. Time and again, your skill and valor have saved the lives of not only your allies but also countless innocents. You have my undying gratitude. I hope we'll see each other again, brave hero. I hope so as well. Guan Yu. Alright, preeminent warrior, trophy earned. Excellent. Lord of Benevolence also earned. And we can go back to the hidden village. I don't think he dropped anything super great. It's only 3-star and 4-star staff, which we already have for everything. Yeah. I'm not sure if this opens anything up as well. First, let's clear up our inventory. But interesting, very interesting. He was relentless. That was the point, and that was unexpected. I didn't think he would be so relentless. We basically had to take damage in order to cause or hit him, right? Otherwise, he left very few windows to attack him. Very few. Interesting. Alright, this also only 2 weapons. Okay, fine. So these we salvage. And next we have a bunch of armor, which we already have. Oh, we got, oh right, all of the 5-star stuff we had been farming, that is from that farming run. This is what we got from Guan Yu, his set, and also for some reason the Heijian helmet for the Dread Star. Interesting. Alright, let's salvage these. And yeah, we got a belt hook as well, which we can salvage because it's a 3-star as well. Alright. Anything else? I think yeah, only the stratagems are there. This is by date of obtention. We can probably send this to the storehouse as well. Alright, done. Excellent. We are good. But yeah, this seems to be it. Our build crafting worked basically. We did not have as much trouble in these final missions as we were having earlier. As for NG, the entire game has been completed. I don't think I've missed any missions or any collectibles. Maybe a few flags here or there that I have not yet taken, like in this mission I have missed 1 flag, but I think that's fine. That's not a big deal. The key part is that we have completed all the missions, and now we can end our streaming run for Wolong, the blind playthrough at least. Any further runs would not be blind, obviously, because there is no mission which we have not seen. So yeah, as for my final thoughts, right, I think for one thing, the combat is extremely engaging. I had a lot of fun just fighting enemies, basically deflecting and counterattacking. That rhythm is just a lot of fun, and it's quite quick as well. So in some cases, in case of some bosses,
you need to really be very quick in reacting to their swings, and sometimes multiple times, right? It's not just a single swing, it's like 3 or 4 in a row, and in some cases like Liu Bu, for instance, they take a long time to wind up and deliver the swings, but when the swings are delivered, they are quick. So right, that's it's just overall an excellent fighting system, I'd say, one of the better ones. Probably Sekiro is what obviously it reminds people of the most, but I think at least I feel Sekiro is not even Sekiro is as quick as this game, right? Especially in terms of some of the bosses. Sekiro has similar enemies, but I wouldn't say any of them are quite as relentless. In fact, you have long time frames wherein you can just run around and run away from the bosses. I guess that's where Ishin is probably the toughest that people feel, because he's a lot more relentless than the others. The demon of was it Flame or Envy, right? I think Demon of Envy. That boss fight was, I distinctly remember running away quite or running towards him in some cases quite a bit. So that's that's more like Yuan Shu, I suppose. But even Yuan Shu was relentless, right, when he was attacking. The Demon of Envy not so much. So I think the point is that Sekiro is more of a Dark Souls based but deflective combat based game, and it is definitely quicker than Dark Souls, but it's not as fast as I'm assuming the kind of games that Team Ninja makes, and that's where this game stands out, right? It's much faster in terms of needing to react or the way that mobs and bosses attack. So in that sense, it's probably it's probably more challenging in that way. What it is lacking in challenges in terms of or not lacking in challenge, because there is so much ability to craft your own build. It's a RPG, right? A proper RPG. So that sort of ensures that you have multiple ways to overcome challenges. Not so much in Sekiro, right? You are kind of stuck to play as the wolf, and you're not. You don't really have options beyond whatever he learns and he can use. That element is obviously here as well. You only unlock abilities slowly, but still not as much as it is in Sekiro, definitely. And this one obviously provides a lot more build variety and stat variety with all the stats that you can change and all the martial arts that you can learn and wizardry that you can learn. So in that sense, this is easier just because of all the options that you have. But in terms of the actual reaction times and the gameplay pace, its loop, all of that, you are definitely much more rushed in this game than you are in Sekiro. Plus, I don't think you can pause in this game. At least I haven't found a way. Maybe if you exit the game completely, it pauses. But I haven't tried that in a boss fight. This doesn't pause anything. As you can see, I can still move around. So even if I'm in the menu, I can move around. So that's more like Dark Souls. While Sekiro, I think you can directly pause the game. So that's not a problem. That break in action effectively is not an option in this game. And that's another reason, right, why on that front, on the speed at which it needs to be played and reacted to in terms of the enemies that come at you, this is definitely faster than anything in Sekiro. Maybe not anything, I guess guys like Ishin are an exception, and some of those smaller mobs, right, like the centipede mob in the Buddhist temple. But otherwise, this is
That's sort of how I look at them in terms of the differences among them. The RPG elements make this one easier, while the speed makes Sekiro easier. And again, easier is relative, I suppose. For most people, these are very difficult games. In terms of the story, I'd say so Sekiro obviously is a completely new story, so I wouldn't want to talk about it anyway. The comparison is at the gameplay level, and I will leave it at that. Looking at Wolong on its own, right, I like the story. So I knew about the Three Kingdoms story beforehand. That was one of the reasons why I was interested in playing this game, and I enjoyed the new take that these guys had on some of the existing lore from Three Kingdoms, including Liu Bu, Diao Chan, as well as some other characters, right? As well as sort of weaving in the entire take about divine beasts and how every major character has a motive and a associated divine beast, right? So all of those were definitely very enjoyable. A good addition to the existing Three Kingdoms lore, and they were faithful for the most part to the rest of it, right? The sort of the twists and turns, the changes in the legions, all of that has been captured more or less accurately. So they did a great job, in fact, of recreating that, and they did justice to most of the characters. Didn't dump on any fan favorites, I suppose. And in that sense, and especially the whole callback to the game being centered around us trying to help Zhuge Liang, which is the big reveal at the end of the game, the main story, right? So that also was something worth finding out, right? So yeah, that way I enjoyed the story. Definitely an excellent story. I think the visuals are good. Could have been better, in my opinion. Maybe they could have gone with a more vivid color palette. Maybe they could have, that would have probably helped, I would say. The environments are different enough, but a more vibrant color palette might have just improved or created that contrast to ensure that players feel that difference in all those environments much more, right? It would have built that particular environment up as being unique, like the burning Liuyang or the post river battle, I guess Jiangyang, right? So all of those. So yeah, that's as in terms of the look, I would say it could have been better. The character models are fine. In fact, they're very good, I would say. It's more about the overall look of different levels. Although I enjoyed it, it's not that it's bad by any means. I think it's just that they could have improved upon it a bit more. Maybe like how Black Myth Wukong has portrayed different regions within China, right? It's a lot more vibrant. Maybe this being an older game did not enjoy the same level of you can say graphical fidelity, but I don't know whether that is really the case. So that's about how the game looks. The music is fine for the most part. I wouldn't say it's super spectacular anywhere. It's fine. It gets the job done, but there's no soundtrack as such which will really stick with me, other than maybe this theme for the menu or the hidden village, right? But other than that, nothing that would really stick with me. So as in, it's fine. I don't have any complaints, but neither would it be anything that I would come back to for its music. Wouldn't say that the same thing for its gameplay. The gameplay is so good that I'll definitely want to play it more. Maybe not on stream, but definitely would try it. Maybe if I do some more PvP, I might do it on stream. I'm not sure. Yeah, it depends if I'm feeling it right. And that's about the music. The last part I would talk about is about maybe the weapon variety and movesets and the general physics of the game. And that's, I think, so the point of comparison for me there is Dark Souls, and I feel after playing with these weapons that the Dark Souls versions are definitely much slower and maybe the movesets are much worse in some cases, the Great Sword being a particular example. I really don't like the Dark Souls Great Sword move set. Even the spear movesets or not as much the spear but the halberd, right? Its moveset in this game is also something really good, and maybe something that a game like Dark Souls would benefit from. Yeah, overall, that's as in on that front, I think this is clearly a better way that some movesets have been set up. Maybe they are a lot more expressive with their moves in this game, not as much in other games like Dark Souls, but sometimes that expressiveness works, sometimes it doesn't. But that doesn't mean that you should gimp weapons just because you want to make them slow, right? Which is what happens with swords like the long sword or other great swords in games like Dark Souls. So in that sense, I think this game does a very good job of getting some of these bigger weapons the right amount of speed, right, and overall you can say realistic move set that their games don't. As for the bosses, right, the boss difficulty and overall boss lineup, I'd say it varies considerably, right? So there again it goes back to in a lot of ways to Sekiro. So Liu Bu is the Genshiro of this game. He's the first time we fight him, he's the biggest learning for us to overcome. But in some ways, I would say the General of Man, right? he's a lot tougher, and he's more like the I don't know. He's more like the Elden Ring version of what is that boss at the beginning, right? The one who drops the glaive in Elden Ring, the Sentinel boss. So that boss obviously is avoidable. The General of Man is not, and he's also a very early boss, just like the Sentinel. So there, that's where the similarities end, because the General of Man you have to overcome in order to access the rest of the game, which is not really the case with the Tree Sentinel boss. And but in terms of difficulty, they are similar, or maybe not similar. The Tree Sentinel is much more difficult than General of Man, because the General of Man you can stun lock, although maybe not so much the second phase. But considering that it's a two-phase boss fight and that you might face difficulties in other areas, not having too many options, he's definitely a tough one to get past. So while Liu Bu is definitely a Genshiro kind of boss, but the General of Man also teaches a lot to newbies. For me, I think the learning was more from the Tiger before the General of Man, because I saw and I died to him once, and then the rest of my first level playthrough was all about trying to get at a high enough morale to be able to take it down, which I was able to with fair bit of difficulty. But after that, the General of Man was I didn't find him that difficult. Maybe I had over leveled in terms of morale, right?
that is a possibility, but most people won't do that and would suffer instead, I think. But yeah, other than these two, the other bosses are not that tough, I'd say. The other two generals of heaven and earth are fine. They are fine. And then then the bosses in the middle, maybe. Yeah, I guess the next boss is directly Liu Bu, right? So yeah, then it makes sense. So then I guess that's a good progression. But after Liu Bu, I think the other bosses are not that difficult. Then again, Zhang Liao is kind of a spike in difficulty, at least in terms of the way he moves and the way that you fight him. So right, I think the big difference in terms of difficulty that most people will see in this game at least is that you can summon helpers, right through the level, and to fight the final boss, if you have helpers to take off aggro, it makes it a lot easier. For instance, the Crouching Dragon Rumble, Royal Rumble, or whatever Rumble it was, the boss rush that I fought or completed just now, the two bosses, that is Liu Bei as well as Jia Hudun, both were enemies whom I had fought with helpers, and both were enemies which I was not used to fighting with all their aggro on me. So it was a new thing for me to do that. The same happened in the first boss rush with Dong Zhuo. In fact, I spent a lot of time trying to beat him. He was the third boss, and I had a lot of difficulty and spent a lot of time trying to beat him because I had never fought him one-on-one. I always fought him with a couple of helpers. So that's a big difference in my opinion. It's like Elden Ring in that sense, because it allows Elden Ring allows you to summon other players or other NPCs, or obviously the summon itself. So that is the little summons that you can get to help you, right? So in that sense, it's similar to Elden Ring, not Sekiro. In Sekiro, you are on your own the entire time. You absolutely don't have any other option. I think that also makes it a lot more difficult. If there is a fight that you are stuck on, and there is no way to get through. There is no RNG where the boss will end up focusing on your companion, so that you can wail at it from the back and sort of get through a difficult phase. It's all about you and the boss, one mano y mano, right? So yeah, that's a point that I had missed. But earlier when I talked about difficulty, there obviously it makes Sekiro a lot more difficult. If you choose to play one-on-one though, then it's an entirely different scenario, and then this game's difficulty obviously shines through. But having that option obviously means that you can exercise it, and there is no problem there is no reason to get stuck instead of using that option. So right, that is in terms of the bosses, in terms of their difficulty at least. In terms of the bosses themselves, so after Liu Bu, I think Zhang Liao was tough and fun, a lot of fun in fact. Even so, I think I would have had the same amount of fun with our man Sun Jian as well, but I went against him with his sons, and probably that's where I ruined the fight for myself. Although he's maybe not as difficult, it depends, right? If I had a fire build, I would have found it easier. Other than these two, the other bosses are decent, but not very remarkable. Until you fight, I think the second version of Liu Bu is also fine, but yeah, until you fight the blindfolded boy, he's strong and fun. And the duo fight is also quite decent, but again not as difficult because they don't have enough health, in my opinion, to really pose a challenge. You can take them down very quickly in most situations. But yeah, the blindfolded boy fight definitely up there, quite tough. Plus he zooms around quite a lot, and just an overall fun and engaging as a fight, right? As a final boss, right? The secret final boss. The DLCs though are a different story altogether. They ramp up the difficulty much more so than the base game. The first DLC and boss Dianwei's difficulty is slightly artificial though, because he uses the tornadoes that he generates to cause problems for us, not allowing us to move the way that we want to. The second boss and the third DLC boss, the second DLC final boss and the third DLC final boss, they however are very different. They are difficult purely because of how they are set up. Taishitsi is the second DLC boss. He's super tough. I think the water element that he uses plays a part in that, because it weakens or increases damage dealt on foes who are weakened by it. So since he's able to proc it so often, he's obviously dealing a lot more damage to us than other bosses would. As for the final DLC's final boss, which is Yuanshu, the False Emperor, he's crazy strong. I think he's the strongest fight in the entire game. Maybe with our current build we would have found him much easier, but even with Ling Bao, so I was running not the full Ling Bao, like I have just showed basically before we started today's, or as soon as we started today's stream. Not that one. It was a slightly gymped version, but still it was quite strong, and I had a helper, Zushu, whose armor I am wearing now. Even then he was super tough, and the only reason I was able to take him down was well, not only reason, but because you are able to burst him down once you are able to. So he's a two-phase fight, and in the second phase, once you are able to break his spirit, you are able to burst him down. So that was the main reason I was able to take him down. But otherwise, he's definitely tough and a very memorable fight as well, considering everything that he does, right? In my case, I was able to, I think, take him down because I was able to finally deflect all of his critical blows, especially the ones in the second phase, which immediately proc all 5 element statuses on us. So that was that was a very difficult fight, probably the most difficult one in the game, as a solo fight. As a group fight, I would say the most difficult was the first boss rush from the Crouching Dragon, not the second one as much. The first one, because the enemies in it are they are challenging in different ways. That's how I'll put it. So that's where the first boss rush was quite difficult. Although it could have been made more difficult, it's just that they hadn't. But all the enemies are difficult in different ways, and it's still, as in on hindsight, it's not out of the world difficult, but definitely something that at that time with the build that we had, we were finding it very difficult to get through. I in fact had to take a pause, upgrade my build, then go at it again, because the build at that time that I had crafted was more focused on damage dealing and not so much on sustain. But with the boss rush, obviously you need a lot of sustain, a lot of passive healing, which is what we focused on with the build that we used to finally beat that particular boss rush. After that, in the DLC, obviously the sustain was not as important because all the bosses had a lot of health, so we had to go back to a damage dealing build, which is where we went with the Ling Bao, farmed the NG plus for a bit and got that, and that carried us right till the end of the DLCs. In fact, the first 2 DLCs we used the same build that we fought with for this Crouching Dragon's first boss rush. But the third DLC is where we used the Ling Bao build, the pre-completed version. The completed version we tried right now, obviously it was not as strong as the combined Dao De and Ling Bao build version, which we are currently rocking. This is quite strong, and that helped us to finish the final boss rush and Guan Yu. Guan Yu we did in the first go, which I'm pretty happy about. Yeah, he's tough. He's tough. Although I'm not sure how I'm going to handle him in NG plus or beyond if I play it for more cycles. But anyway, that's in terms of difficulty. So it spikes and goes down. Some bosses could have definitely done with more health, especially those where you get helpers, right? Probably they should have had a mechanic to increase the boss health with more helpers. I'm not sure if they do. I've really not tested that out, but it just feels that some bosses don't have enough health to really pose a challenge like the duo boss fight, right? With the Dread Star and Curse Star of Aegean, Wen Chu and is it Wen Chu? Wen something. That's the Yuan Chu's general, right? So two generals basically. So there it could have been different, I think, if they had given them more health, or maybe a second phase where they combine with each other, something like Ornstein and Smo, which they were clearly trying to replicate. The Tao TA battle also should be called out for being a gimmick, but a relatively interesting one at least for first-time players. Yeah, that's I guess about it. So overall, definitely an enjoyable game. I haven't touched PvP. If I do, I'll probably do another stream about it later. But as of now, I thought so. Whatever I had hoped, this game definitely delivered on that front. The gameplay was extremely fun, and the story was it stayed true to the plot of Three Kingdoms, but added its own twist on it, which was also quite fun. And it's much deeper than I expected, with all the changes with new gear and new abilities or graces sets dropping in NG+. I don't know if it continues in further NGs. Some viewers were saying that it would. So I'll see. As I said, I'll probably continue watching it work or playing it on off stream and see if there is something more. But otherwise, I think we are good. We are done. We have finished this game, and yeah, it was fun, as I said, and I'm going to miss playing it, I suppose. The combat, the pace of combat is definitely something that not a lot of other games, or very rarely do other games have. Just the other day I was trying out Elden Ring after playing this game, and just the weapon swings seemed very slow as compared to what I'm used to, and yeah, that's not what I used to feel when I initially played Dark Souls, right, or Elden Ring. So right, this is I guess this is it for this game. We'll say goodbye to Hongjing. Hey, bye-bye, Hongjing. It was nice knowing you, I suppose. We'll still know each other, but others want to get to see us knowing each other. And anyway, that's about it from me, Drawden, for Wolong Fallen Dynasty. I'll come back with a different game. I'm not yet sure which one, but so I suppose I'll take a few days maybe to figure out what I'm going to play next, or I might just go back to Tekken 8. A new DLC has just dropped, and with a character which I'm interested in playing, and that's a game that I tend to go back to when I'm not playing anything else. So that's a possibility as well. I'll think about it, and I guess I'll catch you guys in the next stream once I do. So yeah, that's it from me, Drawden. Thank you for watching, and signing off here. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.